Well, as you saw and we all saw, little Lucia Palou knows only one thing, that when Daddy goes racing, Daddy wins. Can he maintain incredible form, generational form here this weekend as IndyCar returns to the streets of Detroit? Wide Stingray Robb in the 77, Juncos Hollinger, turn one, ouch.
Turn one is so deceivingly tight. I mean, it's a two-lane road. You see Rossi there leaving the pits, just gets a little bit of left front lock up.
This looks like so much like Graham Rahal's outlap crash maybe it was last year or 2 years ago. I mean, Stingray was barely going, and front tire is just simply not ready to take the lateral load here.
Now, one big change for this year, folks. If you've watched the last two races here, you will know that the race start and restart zone was on the back straight, the long back straight on the run down into turn 3. And while the race start will still take place there this year, the restart zone is now through 8 and 9 and down the main start finish straight. So that turn 1 will be a place of immense competition and focus for us during the race. And it is quite ridiculously tight. On board with Will Power. And moments ago, on this tight and twisty track.
This is turn 7, the brake zone.
Big
Right after
long.
the all-start
eight.
finish, turn 8, and left front lock up there. Something we see every year right here is drivers struggling to find the optimal brake balance as you're braking sort of downhill on concrete, off camber.
And bumpy.
7, always a factor. And he's a finisher as Will Power puts the nose to, oh my goodness, this is good stuff.
What? He's stuck. He's not stuck.
He is flooring it into the back of Kyle Kirkwood.
Try to hit the brakes.
Chrome horn.
He's stuck.
On display.
Mate, you hit the brakes, one stick.
Yeah, no,
that is a very intentional
driving
move, and that's insanely dangerous. If that, I cannot. Look, he just forced him by Malukas, and then nearly stuffs him in the wall.
What did Kirkwood do to deserve that?
Doesn't matter, T-Bell. You can't do that. That's unbelievable. I would be shocked if he's not called to the principal's office after the session for that. I mean, I don't know what rule you try to get him for, but at the very least, have a talking to.
I mean, there's bump drafting and there's bump drafting.
Yeah. That was like a tush push. 4th and goal.
That was.
Listen.
Kirkwood.
Look, he's turning. Look at him.
Gee whiz.
Oh, man. Kirkwood was on the radio trying to describe what he was experiencing. And remember what happened last year with Kirkwood and Ferrucci in the same part of the racetrack.
We might see more potential fisticuffs.
And no damage to Will Power's car, seemingly. It's like he planted his nose perfectly into the attenuator or just off the attenuator up on the diffuser as Kirkwood must be plugged into the intercom and say, guys, how is that legal?
Well, the crew is still working on the 27 as he sits on pit lane, but that move with Power broke the whole gearbox cover on Kyle Kirkwood's car. So they're getting it fixed, but not a lot of movement right now.
And not a lot of movement from race control and even investigating it, which I find perplexing.
The fact that he's losing legitimate track time right here, I mean, this isn't funny. This is quite a big issue, and I'm shocked that there's been nothing from race control. At the same time, there quite literally might not be a rule. I've never seen anything like that, T-Bow. I don't know if, I mean, you think it's funny, but I don't know what, short of sitting him down after the fact and say, hey, maybe don't do that.
Does that not come under forcing a driver off the track?
Well, it's avoidable contact.
Well,
right?
completely.
The grip level is changing. The line is changing just a little bit in terms of where you're able to find that grip, and the setup can actually be in the right spot, and the track can come to you.
Nice catch from Dixon there. A little bit of rear lock into turn 1. And guys, I'm just looking at how violently the camera shakes on some of these bumps. That is just so painful from inside the cockpit. Very low suspension, very close to the floor. Every time the car is hitting the floor, it just shoots up through the seat into the driver's back.
Look at how different the steering wheel layout is for Scott Dixon.
About to say.
I mean, it's no big meaty molding, no overlap on top of the thumb there. Very old school for Scott Dixon. That looks like a steering wheel my rookie year, way back when, 25 years ago, versus what they've evolved to today. But you can't deny it works for the Iceman.
Scott Dixon, defending race winner, knows his way around these streets.
I'll tell you what, this place.
Oh, Felix.
This place will really test your body. You know,
Yeah.
Takuma Sato, only doing the Indy 500, has a chance to rest and recover from his big shunt. But for Marcus Armstrong, have to wonder how good the body is, because that was only 2 weeks ago as Felix Rosenqvist loses the back end.
Turn one.
So lucky to not come into contact with anything. So similar to what we just saw out of Dixon as well.
And so similar to what we talked about all last year during practice, which is this narrow little line of too much front bias or too much rear bias here.
And the thing about it is it's not actually that easy to change the bias, as we see Malukas there in the turn one runoff. The checkered flag on the all skate has fallen, so we'll now split into the groups. But guys, it's not easy on such a short lap, especially to be making multiple adjustments to brake bias, another rear locking event. So same thing we've seen now from a few different drivers. It is so hard to get an Indy car spun around like that with the tall first gears that they're going to be running.
Yeah,
this means a high top speed.
You get it wrong on the 180, burnout clutch drop, and you're going to tear a corner off and be out of the session.
Well, I can tell you that the floor is broken on the 27. I just caught up with Brian Herta, and he is also wondering if penalties will be inflicted on Will Power. So waiting on that, but definitely not happy on the 27 stand right now, and the floor is broken on Kyle Kirkwood's car.
Well, according to Will, the contact was unavoidable because they were stuck.
Is that what he said?
No, you.
Oh, me?
You were
I thought you meant Will Power.
Yeah, maybe Will's going to say that too. Hey, we were stuck. As we take another look here.
I mean, he's stuck now. He's lifting it. I mean, it's like a forklift.
Oh, he is driving him. Well, driving him mad. If you're a driver and you're like, this is ridiculous. Let's listen here.
Listen to the throttle application, because this is the fascinating thing.
James, I would say very much on power was Will Power there, as you see a little bit of cosmetic damage to the nose and some gouging.
You wouldn't get away with that in the Weenie 500.
No, tip to tip, you kidding?
Absolutely not.
Trigger unlocking some performance between driver and team as Will Power.
Oh, Power, sorry.
Just went off.
He's having a very eventful day and
turn
reverses straight onto the racing line.
That also is usually a pretty big no-no.
That's
You're really picking on him today, James.
Am I? I think
Am I picking on him?
He's kind of leaving himself wide open.
And just before that, this was the 8 car of Kiffin Simpson down in the same place where we saw, actually, I think it was Power go long earlier.
Yeah, that's where Stingray Rob had an issue to start the session to bring out the red flag.
That was turn 1, wasn't it?
That was
Oh, sorry, this was 8.
Yeah,
You're right.
Chevrolet Detroit Grand Prix. Big lockup from Jacob Abel.
Man, thought that was going to pull him into the fence.
And he just watched the replay, contact with Kyle Kirkwood. How did that transpire?
Well, I came around and he slowed up in the middle and made contact. So I thought, well, I may as well get a gap now. So I just pushed him past the car in front, just moved him out of the way and got a really nice gap. So, yeah, if I hadn't touched him already, I was like, oh, well, I'm already touching him. I may as well just keep pushing him and get myself a gap. Got a good gap and finished the run nicely.
Top the charts in that practice session. You've been second and 6th in this configuration. It seems like Detroit is somewhere that usually works with Will Power.
Yeah, I mean, it's a crazy race. It's very nice to start up front if you can. Try to avoid that first corner mayhem. Like I got caught up in that last year, but who knows these days? It could go full green or it could be a bunch of yellows. It's very difficult to tell.
As this happened to Scott McLaughlin just a few moments ago.
So we are coming into the final corner of the lap.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
Tough to get it turned around there.
And this is really only the second corner of the timed lap based on where the All-Star finish line is. But great job to avoid that little bit of tire wall heading out there.
That's some wild stuff. Is Alex Palou at the same time that Kyle Kirkwood is a second clear of the next quickest car. Alex Palou is off in a brake zone.
Again, this is down in turn 8, hits that bump. Both front tires immediately lock up. wants to save the set, gets off the brake, doesn't even try to make the corner. Again, just a high percentage move there. Just dump out of it. It's practice. No need to do anything silly. Not able to get it turned around, so had to do the Austin Powers approach. Made it work.
This is Rasmussen.
Just look at how aggressively it's bouncing.
Still makes the corner. Just
nicely done.
certainly didn't make the apex, but like I said, Rasmussen, I mean, is just driving with total aggression seemingly every lap.
Again. Wow.
I wonder how much the right front being on the paint there is causing the lockup. You know, this is not FIA spec track paint. This is Detroit City, you know, municipal paint.
Well, he said, I already know what you're going to ask me, but we did get Will Power's perspective on the moment. So I'd like to hear your perspective on the push.
I don't know. Everyone's going slow around here. The track's not big enough to fit all the cars, and he got frustrated. I mean, whatever, I guess. Is it give him the right to push my car through a couple corners and almost cause a wreck? I don't think so. But, yeah, and right here, Malukas is right in front of me. Like, I can't really do much, and he's just shoving me along. So everyone stopped. So, I don't know. I'm not upset. I don't care. We're P1. But at the same time, I expect IndyCar to do the right thing with that. I'm sure that they'll do something. Who knows what? Never seen that before. But good day in the Siemens 27 Honda. We had damage from that too, so maybe we were even a little bit faster. So who knows?
Thanks, Kyle.
Thank you.
And I wonder what his reaction would have been were he not P1 right now.
It helps. Speed helps cure a lot of things, and you see the speed right there. Kirkwood up top, followed by the 3 Penske's and Christian Lundgaard. So Chevy's all lined up in the top 5 behind the top Honda.
Yeah, a bit surprised there. Colton Herta coming in 6th, and then another McLaren with Pato O'Ward. And Louis Foster, you know, has had a really strong rookie season in terms of road and street circuit practice sessions and qualifying. He's made the Fast 12 once and Fast 6 once at the Indy GP. It looks to be on again.
Loves this track. Raced here in Indy Next. Was very successful here in Indy Next. Rinus VeeKay in the top 10 as well.